What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nova Ray and King Nova Ray, I should say. That's my gamer tag. But coming back at you with another YouTube video about StarRealm, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, all right, I'm just realizing how StarRealm is actually much bigger than it just being all about the art and storytelling, because in the beginning, I know that was my main focus, but I just got through watching some interviews on Walt Disney and everything, because, Disney was pretty much part of my main motive of wanting to pursue the storytelling career. And, I'm thinking about the times we live in, and, the things that people strive for and gravitate towards, and what's going on in our society. And, that's kind of where it hit me, where maybe there's like a bigger picture for whatever it is StarRealm is trying to blossom to be. And I feel like me just focus on drawing and illustration and cartooning, it kind of like limits me, or it limits StarRealm to be something. It's very specific, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, what if it's bigger than that? So, my goal is to highlight the true meaning and the true essence of what StarRealm is all about, and then pretty much is contrasting the beauty of our reality with the emphasis of the human imagination. And at the end of the day, that's all I want to really highlight, because for so long as a kid, like there's been plenty of dark times, and not only was watching cartoons or playing video games was a way for me to escape, but it also created an avenue to where it eliminated various fears that I had as a child. And one of the main common fears that I had as a kid, being afraid of the unknown, was the dark. And I used to be terrified of the dark, to the point where I would either beg my parents to read me a bedtime story so I could have good dreams, or I'll ask my mom or my dad to turn on the radio for me, so the music will keep my mind stimulated, and off of the fact that there could be potential monsters in the dark. And I even used to sleep with like a stuffed animal, Blizzard Purple Dragon, before Spyro. I used to sleep with a stuffed animal in my bed, knowing that figuratively that animal would protect me one way or another. So if a monster try to come out and attack me, if there are such thing as monsters living under the bed, then most likely my dragon would have manifested itself in real life and defend me. And that's the beauty. Sorry, and that's the beauty of the way imagination works, from the way it works as an adult and the way it works as a kid. And honestly, like, it gets, you mature them a little bit more, but it's not to say that those things that you felt as a kid, like monsters and everything, it's not to like, you're an adult and you dismiss those feelings, but those feelings still linger, because then it turns into whatever that becomes in your adult life. Like, it could be like addiction, anything. And then at that point in your adult life, that's where your fears of monsters under the bed become manifested demons in your everyday adult life. You cultivate and you manifest those demons in your childhood, and they stick with you in your adulthood. And that's something that a lot of people don't really think about, and that's something I've been thinking about for like the past 5 years. Is like, dealing with monsters under the bed is one thing, but when you get older, you start dealing with demons, it becomes something else. And I am a firm believer in demons and devils, because I also am a firm believer in angels and saints. And those two contrast with one another. And that's kind of the goal with StarRealm, is to introduce to kids this transition this transitional period you go to with, like young teens and everything. Like you're being morphed and transformed as you grow and you mature more. And that's just what I wanted to highlight with StarRealm. Like, I wasn't really trying to be like, oh, let's make a major production. Oh, that was part of the goal, because like me coming up, like I had like opportunities or whatever, but I also like seeing potential in like within my own community to kind of like gather resources and put together resources to where we can establish a program for youthful people who want to pursue that career. I mean, it's one thing. I mean, I'm still interested, if I get offers and stuff, but it's like, who knows, like, how far this will go. Like, I'm not even sure, but one thing for sure, like, I do want to, like, see myself progress as an artist, as a creative person. And there are various fields in where I want to progress at, because it's not just because it's a want and it's a desire that I have, but it's where I feel like I fit best. And, some of those places do entitle like Disney, DC, all these other, I mean, because at the end of the day, all these studios are so big, they have their own agendas. Like, I get it, but for me personally, like, that's why, like, I took the past 5 years of my life to actually understand myself as an artist, because I feel like without that foundation, and this is one of the reasons why I used to get frustrated in art class, without that foundation and understanding who I am as a human being, what interests me, what inspires me, and everything like that, it becomes hard to kind of gravitate towards a potential that is worth fighting for. And if you don't know your worth, then you're not going to feel the worth in fighting for that thing that you used to value. And there's so much appreciation and value I had, like Christmas. That's a major thing for me. And Christmas wasn't even about like getting toys and making a good list. If you believe in Santa Claus and all that stuff, it was more so like my childhood wasn't dark to the point where, like, man, I had so many blessed Christmases. But as a kid, I still, when I say dark, for me, I felt like I was living in confusing times, because you know I was a kind of kid who will learn about the world, if not through my parents, and I'll like utilize other resources like TV. TV was my main resource to understand the world. TV and books, that was all I had until we got a computer. But TV and books was like my way of learning about the world without my parents having to tell me so. And utilizing that as a medium to better understand the world around me, it made me curious about various things, and the fact that, to me, out of that, it just shows that life is a gift, and this gift is for us as human beings. And we share those gifts, like we share those gifts with others who, want to discover those gifts for themselves, that essence and meaning in life, the people who's trying to find purpose in life and stuff like that. Like, most people are on their own pursuit and stuff like that, but like, that's kind of why, like, I share my ideas with other adults, and it makes sense to them, but I can't, what I realize is I can't re-educate adults on what that essential thing is for them in life. But for kids, like, through my personal experience, now that I'm 27 going on 28, I can not educate them, well, I guess educate them to an extent, because whatever they're learning in their household, that's them, and they'll have to decide for themselves. But all I can say is from my experience, um, going back to Christmas, Christmas has always just been like this beacon of a reason, if not God, for me, because I'm Christian. Um, it, but like, to me, like, I saw Christmas as a Christian holiday. I mean, yeah, you decorate tree, and I mean, I get it. It was Christianized and whatever year and blah blah blah, and originally it's Yule and stuff like that. But we utilize Yule. I mean, like minus like all the traditions that the original and all this stuff. But for families, especially here in America, especially Black families, Christmas is like a beacon and the symbol of hope. To like regather in the name of joy and peace. Like there's a reason for it to look at towards the end of the year, like winter time is the perfect reason to kind of like calm yourself, humble yourself, and regather and regroup and catch up with one another, and try to, like, to me, Christmas is like, bruh, like, okay, you get toys, but also you get stuff that like suits your needs. Like if you need new pants and need new shoes, and and it worked. Like like, and it was cool, but and it's just kind of crazy because it's like it's just like a reason to work hard, and that's kind of how I see it with StarRealm. Where it was like I have to, if I'm really gonna do this, like I have to have like some type of like foundation for StarRealm to like fall back on. And like last thing I wanted to do for StarRealm was do some, because I was feeling all types of emotions and stuff like that. Like when I was a teenager, I used to be like hecka emo and dark. And the last thing I wanted to do was, like there are gonna be like not dark like that, but there are going to be elements in my work that'll like go the extra extent, like not super dark type of anime type stuff, but like more so like the underworld kind of aspect. For those who's like curious about like werewolves and vampires and stuff like that. Because we as human beings are naturally interested in those sort of genres and scenarios, to where we want to know what happened, if this and that. But that's where we become the pioneers and storytellers. And then that's where your creative imagination kicks in, and like explore that world around you, because that world of vampire and lichen whatever do exist. Part of it is a human imagination. And the arts allow you the freedom to explore and better understand that world. Now, I'm not saying go out and practice and experience it for yourself. However, when it comes to it is kind of like being an artist is kind of like humbling yourself. Like it's kind of like biting into the forbidden fruit. And because there is like, you get a sense, there's a sense of knowledge that comes with it. You have knowledge of both the dark and the light. And me personally, I see what it, we can look at Hollywood's past and see what that dark end has done to most people who cater to this industry. Because a lot of people really did like do it so big to where they was willing to bet their lives on the line for their creative talent. I'm not that kind of guy, because that's never been my goal, is to waste my entire life proving people that anything is possible. And with my brain, heart, and soul, like I'm all powerful with mine. Like, no, like there's nobody superior over anybody when it comes to human imagination. And I think realizing that makes you an even better artist, because it puts you like at a low key a Master Yoda class, and you become that humble, and then you can grow out of that. And out of that growth, you share your knowledge with children. I say children because like they're more curious than anybody else on this planet. Children who are like as curious as you are, or as you were as a child, and you can share that knowledge. And that, to me, I call that the Santa Claus effect, because that's, to me, I mean, it wasn't about the reindeers and the sleigh and the white man coming down your chimney. It was about there's an entity out there that caters to children, for the sake of children, within the realm of children. And it's not meant for grown-ups. And then even if a child do discover that Santa Claus is not coming down a chimney, there is a greater value behind that message of what Santa Claus represents. Because at the end of the day, there is such thing as Santa, and that Santa Claus is titled or is named your mom and dad or whoever gives you your gifts. And and then we believe in these myths and these lores as far as like to enlighten, not to like deceive and everything. Like same thing with fairies. Like, you know, I believe in fairies, but I'm not, as an adult, I'm not gonna go out seeking fairies. Because if like there's some certain forces you just don't mess with in real life. And there's a lot of people right now. I mean, there's always have been people interested in like that type of stuff, but like, like at the end of the day, like I think the best thing to do is to like respect that boundary of what is and what isn't, and that's kind of what StarRealm is about. It's like a balance between the real and the imaginary, and then in between is the possibility that can be. And that's what StarRealm is all about. It's like, okay, yeah, you have this concept of a dragon, but what does that mean in real life? Like because there are various animals that are large enough out there that can resemble a dragon. I mean, and I count dinosaurs as animals too. And I'm like, even though they weren't fire breathing, there still was reptilian flyers. There's still reptilian flyers to this day. We call them bats. So, but I haven't seen any breathing fire yet. But it's not to say that they will breathe fire. But you know, um, my whole thing is the human imagination is an incredible gift to mankind, and the fact that we are allowed to co-create with the creator, to understand life through his perspective. It's a humbling experience, and it is one worth sharing with others when you understand for yourself. And that's kind of my mission as an artist, has been to find out what it means to be a professional. And now that I'm 27 years old and still rolling, like I don't have success in it yet, but I have an understanding to where I'm not afraid to get out on my own 2 feet and say, hey, this is where I am, this is where I stand, and this is what I believe. You know, because I feel like it would be an injustice for me if I didn't share that with you guys. But like I said, with StarRealm, like I want it to be, it needs to have a beacon. Christmas is one of those beacons. Even Halloween. Now I fully understand what Halloween is all about. Same thing with Christmas. Like to remind mankind that even through the darkest days, there's always the brightest light in the darkest dark. And I don't want to tell that story over and over and over again because we hear it all the time. But I will get a sensation of wanting to express that through art and storytelling. And there's various ways to go about doing that other than just drawing the picture. Like I can walk down the street right now, take a photo, like digitalize it and everything like that and up it. But there's always work that can be done within the work. So, and I think that's what's incredible about, storytelling and being a storyteller. It's like, same thing like making music, like you start off with like a regular bass rhythm, and then off that bass rhythm, you build and mold it into something that you never knew existed right there. Like Moby wouldn't tell you. Moby, Search Tankian, all those guys would tell you. Me, I'm just an amateur trying to find his way. I'm not perfect. I suck. But at the same time, just because I suck doesn't mean I'm not going to try to work hard at becoming successful at it, because you never know until you try. So that's all I got for this video. I just want to share my thoughts on what StarRealm truly is about. I mean, I made like 5-6 different videos expressing what it's about, but it is about bending and stretching what is and what isn't, what can and what can't be. Trial and error, and that balance between our reality versus the unseen reality. Because when people say imaginary, they just think about lies and fantasies. But when I think about imaginary, I think about an unseen realm that is, but like tomorrow, right? Tomorrow isn't right now, but tomorrow is bound to come, and it'll forever come until the end of time. And so that's how I see it, like the unseen realm, the place of discovery. Like there's a truth to it, to where those elements come to us naturally, and they come in visions. Sometimes it comes in dreams. Some people can cultivate certain things from their dreams. But anyway, that's enough for this video. I just wanted to take some time out to share that with you guys. And if you guys have any thoughts or comments about the human imagination, feel free to share in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and let's keep it rocking. I'm excited about some projects coming up. There's just a lot. Like I said, I'm kind of re-envisioning what StarRealm is, but the goal is still the same. Whereas, the foundation of our dreams and desires is the reality that we live every single day, and that's what keeps us alive, and that's what keeps us striving. So with that being said, thank you guys for checking out my channel. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And I hope to hit you guys with more. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, don't forget to check out, because right now I'll be live streaming, like when I play games and stuff like that. And that's kind of me expanding, storytelling too, because sometimes it'll be commentary, sometimes there won't be commentary. But to me, it's about sharing that experience, capturing that experience, and sharing that experience. And it's not just a matter of, oh, this is just play, fun, and fantasy. It's an aspect to life that everybody deserves to witness and experience at least once for themselves. To get you out the box, like, why would you want to stay in the dark where it's like a whole bright, shiny place over here for you to chill at? Anyway, thanks guys. Stay tuned, stick around for more StarRealm, and we're going to keep it locked right here, only on StarRealm. And don't forget, kids love it. So stay tuned. Peace.